Underdog Podcast. It's your host T. Lee and my co-host Jack Cowden will be live today as usual.
Was pulling up, they acting like they couldn't see me. Now she wanna clean me up like a squeegee. I told her that's on me, baby, like yellow BZ. With the peanut butter tear like a Reese.
He's gonna persevere through all the obstacles. Get it done. That's an underdog.
They don't forget the underdog when they see me. I hit them with the John Cena, they can't see me.
You may overlook this person, but the underdog is the one who's gonna put in the work.
It's over, you know? Because you have to lose to win. Whether you think losing is a big event.
Out of mind. All I'm saying, just be careful who you idolize. I'm kicking these scriptures just before the fame. Ain't no cap in my words, I go against the grain.
So I always believe in life. I took so many risks to make this thing happen. You know what I mean?
I'm always working, bro. Like I said, I'm energy driven.
Underdog can put you on your ass. The underdog can put you on game. The underdog can show you something that you didn't know.
Can't go down. All you can do is go up. So are you gonna stay where you at, or are you gonna move up?
We're the bangers. Little bangers.
He said he's nervous. This is his first time doing it.
Cut her ass off if she get that, I can reread.
Yo, what it do, good people? Welcome to the Underdogs Podcast, Season 6, Episode 3, The Accessory Plug, featuring Atlanta-based entrepreneur Bre Jones, CEO of Crowned Ultimate Beauty, established in 2020. We back at it again on our yellow bees that they're going to bring in right now. What's going on?
Hey, everybody. How you doing? I'm Crowned Bre. Nice to meet you all, and nice to be on here. Thanks for inviting me on.
Nah, it's a pleasure and honor to have you on the platform. You know, we had to, give our flowers to you, you feel me, and let you plant your seeds and tell your story about your business, you know. First and foremost, though, you know, as we push the importance of knowing ourselves, like, you know, how would those closest to you describe you as a person outside your profession? Like, what type of vibes you fill the room with?
So one thing I love about myself is I can enter like any room and I'm like the life of the party. I don't really have to do too much, but people notice me, and I can pretty much get along with anybody. I got a hood vibe, I got a business vibe, I got a party vibe. I'm just an all around good person. And another thing that people would say about me is I'm very I have a lot of perseverance. Like, can't nothing knock me down. Like, I'm gonna continue pushing through any storm. It doesn't matter who's against me. I'll walk a mountain by myself. So I'm very persevering.
Nah, that sounds like an underdog for real. You know, to push through no matter what. You know, setbacks ain't nothing that's going. You know, it's temporary. You know, you gotta keep pushing. That's what life is.
So one of the things that kind of stuck out to me earlier this week was kind of like somebody was telling me about like a photo. And have you ever seen a photo where like someone's like, I guess, pushing or carving through a wall to kind of get through a certain destination, and then they give up just before they get to the place that they're supposed to be? Yeah. So I feel like I've done that a lot. Like, so I think one of my resolutions for this year was kind of to like just keep pushing no matter what. So that's what we're going for.
Type stuff. No, I'm feeling them vibes. We starting off strong. So like as we're, you know, a few months left in 2024, like how this year been treating you thus far? And like what's some lessons that you learned, you know, throughout the year that you feel that's gonna help you, you know, personally and your brand next year?
So I feel like everybody kind of like always want to talk about like good stuff. And to me, I think it's important to acknowledge and be accountable for some of the things that don't happen the way you want them to happen in your life this year as well, right? So I have a lot of good things that's happening for me. So let's talk about that first. So I'm an EP of a show called Models of Atlanta. It's a YouTube mini-series. So shout out to Models of Atlanta. We actually have a reunion show that is popping off this Saturday, the 17th. So you can get your tickets for Eventbrite. It's MOA. And it'll pop up. Also, I am rebranding the business that we'll be talking about today. So I got a photo shoot going on. I'm just growing as a person. So I would say like a lot of good things are happening for me, but also I would say I learned a lot of lessons this year too. One of the things that I feel like I want to kind of use and go into the rest of this year and next year with is kind of like I kind of want to stamp my own solo footprint on this industry. I feel like I I I partner with a lot of people, and I'm like, okay, well, Crown Ultimate Beauty Co is gonna be there, Crown da da da, but Crown Ultimate Beauty Co is always like the assistant. It's never like the head HBIC, right? So I kind of want to change that. I want to do my own fashion show. I want to do like my own different things. So I think that's what we're going with for the rest of this year and next year. I think collaboration is very good, but I think you also want to be strong as a solo brand as well.
Nah, facts. I feel that, because in the beginning, of course, you build your brand, you're gonna attach yourselves to other brands. So it's like, all right, say for instance, you having some event featuring the underdogs though, then they get to a point where it's like, all right, now the underdogs got to stand on it and kind of do the same thing for the other brands. It's more like, once you build yourself up and get yourself to a place where it's like, all right, now it's time for me to give them same opportunities back, to the people that gave me them opportunities to grow. And
That's how I feel. I agree with you.
yeah, and as you mentioned, like as you grow personally as a person, everything else should grow around you too, in a sense.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
like,
also true.
yeah, I feel that. So let's take it from the bottom, Bre, and climb our way up the mountain. So we're gonna start with the foundation. Like, where did you grow up and what was your environment like in your hometown?
So I am a Grady baby. So anybody from Atlanta would know what a Grady baby is. I was born and raised in Atlanta. But people in Atlanta, they say you from where you went to high school from. So I went to Riverdale High School. But in the summer
Okay.
times, I was at Southeast, repping it with like my grandma and my cousins them, and then my family is from like East Point, College Park. So it's a whole South Side family out here. So shout out to the
Southside
Jones
thing.
family.
Okay. Now, with that being said, too, can you describe, like, for some, I'm gonna ask personally because I'm from Florida, but I live in Atlanta too, and like you'll hear a lot of people say the old Atlanta, because there's been so many people, I guess, over the years and how the things transition and stuff like that, So like, with that being said too, like, can you describe what, in your childhood, like, what Atlanta was like, the original Atlanta, like family,
So
school, in your community?
I went to school in Clayton County and I had a good time. But what I say about old Atlanta is kind of like everybody knew everybody. One of the things that I remember is like College Park Day. Everybody would come together. Their whole family would get like different tents. It'll be like parties and all kind of stuff. And everybody would vibe, like all of the families, like grandmas, great grandmas, and all the kids. But as we got older, people started branching out. So like we had College Park Day like a couple of years ago. My auntie was one of the organizers, and it's cool. Like families were there, it was fun, but it's not like how it was back in the day or whatever the case may be. As a child, though, I feel like we were very much so more safe back in the day or whatever.
Yeah.
So I remember like trick or treating, for instance, we was like going neighborhoods and neighborhoods and neighborhoods over with our book bags with no supervision. We never had to worry about being safe or somebody doing something to us. I remember like creeks and jumping creeks and they can't get me now, but I remember sneaking in the movie theaters. Like I just remember a real childhood, and I don't feel like it's that anymore. And currently in Atlanta, gentrification is going on, so it's kind of like you got the old Atlanta, then the next street, you got these new houses in certain places like West End and Lakewood.
I'm trying to
It's a
tell
lot of
you.
like Caucasians, and they wouldn't even walk in those neighborhoods back in the day. So right now, what's going on is a lot of people moving to the South Side, and yeah, a lot of people just changing. So Atlanta's gonna be different in a couple of years for sure.
Nah, that's heavy. Cause when you speak of gentrification, I feel the same way. Like where I'm from, like it's the same thing going on. I don't know if they just hitting everywhere at the same time, but nah, I definitely feel that. You know, everything kind of changes.
This is the thing, like you want to be mad, like, oh, they trying to change up where we from, but
Yeah,
you have to take accountability. I'm very big on accountability. Like when you was there, was you fixing up your houses? Was
talk
you
your
bringing
talk.
up your neighborhoods? So you
Yeah.
can't be mad. And then also, let's be realistic. Like a lot of us Black young entrepreneurs, like people, we are making a lot more money, so we can still buy those houses. Maybe not right now, but in the future,
Mm-hmm.
we can figure it out. Like things are changing, but we're still behind.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, I get that too. And like you said, accountability is big. You know, we can't be fussing and arguing about, you know, like I don't want to see where I grew up go, but it's like you mentioned on other coaches and stuff like that, man. You'll see some Mexicans, they'll get together, all of them be in one house. I'm talking about just stacking bread, and that next thing you know, they done bought the whole block out. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. You know, we just gotta adapt, you know, some type of thing that work for us in the sense where we can kind of build our own, you know, little communities and govern ourselves. Because right now it don't seem like everybody on the same page.
You know what? We ain't gotta talk about it, but I'm just say something. I just feel like,
Yeah.
because I'm the type of person, and I want people to know who I am, and I wanted to come on here, and I wanted to be honest, and I wanted to be myself. So I feel like if it's something that I want to say, then I just have to say it, and my opinion is different from a lot of people's opinions. But I would say, this election, which we don't have to talk further about, has really
Yeah.
opened my eyes to how we really split down the middle. Like it's some people that think one way and it's other people that think the other way. We really aren't joint, which is not a good thing. And I think that's the first thing we need to do is like learn how to come together and be unified.
That's real. You talking that talk right now for real. Y'all see what's going on, man. Bree talking for real. But yeah, nah, real talk. Like it's always little simple things that be throwing crosses between us. You know, we ain't together like, oh nah, that ain't right. Like we ain't like
But
saying
it's
like,
like
nah, they
if
ain't
you
gonna
know
do
better, you do better, and we know better. So why the fuck we not doing better?
this. Real, hey, I'm trying to tell you, like when they say you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it, you know?
Yeah,
Like
people stay saying they don't like water, don't they?
I'm trying to tell you, man, people dehydrated out there be in their mind because they ain't thinking for themselves.
Very much so.
So did you ever feel like Atlanta was gonna be like how it is though? Like this is one of them cities where everybody from everywhere else kind of just, you know, came in the city, you know. Did you see
No,
that
this
kind of
is
happen?
crazy. Okay, like
Yeah.
it's so crazy because like I do a lot of things on the side. Like I work, I live, I act. Like I told you, I'm doing a little show. I do a lot of stuff, and
Mhm.
I be meeting a lot of different people, right? And so whenever you tell somebody that you're from Atlanta, they be like, "Oh my God, you're like a unicorn. Nobody's from Atlanta." And I be thinking like, "Well, I know everybody from Atlanta. Like, let me show
Right.
you." So it's just different for sure.
Nah, I felt that because you know it's about like a couple people on my fingers that really like Atlanta all the way down. You know that I know that I done ran into and you know built relationship with. But a lot of people when they be like, "Hey, I'm from here, I'm from there," like you know.
That's very much so. It's a big melting pot, and we got a lot of traffic.
Yeah, for real. You'll be on 285 having a whole cookout on a Saturday for
Oh,
real. You might well just put
oh
a
my
long
God, I
shot.
can't stand it.
Nah, for real. Yeah, so being the CEO you are today, did you have any entrepreneurial role models or influences during your childhood? Like anybody that instilled it early on in you?
I would just, I mean, it sounds cliche, but I'm just say my mom. Like I would say, um, see, I always gotta give back stories. I would say number one, Black people, therapy is very important. So if you don't got nobody to talk to, you should definitely like reach out and talk to somebody, and don't be scared because it's worth it. But anyway, I feel like my mom was number one. Like my mom, she was kind of like the black sheep of the family or whatever the case may be, and she has overcame a whole lot. Like even now, like my mom has congestive heart failure, but she's still working, she's still kicking, she's still pushing. You know what I'm saying? She go to work, church every Sunday, she go to work every day, like she's still moving like you would never know, right? um I feel like if anything, my mama taught me to hustle. Like a lot of times you want something that I learned, which is why I started the way I started. A lot of times you want to be like upset with your parents about some things that they couldn't teach you or things that you could have learned, but people only can give you what they can give you, right? So I feel like I definitely got the hustle from my mom. The I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna persevere. And people gonna watch me. Okay. Oh, and I got my dressing from my mom. Like I look like my mom, dark skinned virgin, like my mommy. I love my mommy.
Yeah, shout out to mom though, for real. That's a strong woman. So so how did your, upbringing and early experiences prepare you for the challenges of starting your own business?
So I was allowed to do a lot of what I wanted to do. I just always did the right thing. So I never really had like a leash on me. I could make my own decisions. Um, and I knew what my consequences would be as well, right? So I would just say being able to lead my own way actually prepared me for wanting to start a brand because I know how to be a leader. I know which way to go. I know if plan A doesn't work, let's try plan B, like we relaunching, right? I know about accountability, but that's all stuff that I feel like I just learned on my own. Like I just feel like I'm really thankful for that, for being able to make my own decisions.
Nah, I like how you keep saying accountability because accountability keep you on track. You can't ignore it. That big you
Yeah,
gonna it
and
gonna
that's in
come right back
everything
around.
though. In
Yeah.
all type of like relationships, friendships, and stuff. Like you are, people always want to talk about like how somebody did them, but what did you do, right?
Counter reaction for real. So what inspires you to start Crown Ultimate Beauty? Like how did the idea for the boutique come into existence?
So I knew I wanted to do something. I knew I wanted to start a brand, right? And I was on this like big self love journey. I went through like this 6 month period where I kind of like cut off the world, kind of like I worked with like my branding company, and I even like from inside outside, I kind of like worked on like reinventing myself and the people I was around and everything. And like part of that was just starting this brand. So Crown Ultimate Beauty Co was like built on more so like self love, wearing your crown, always feeling beautiful, like you upholding yourself to your own standards. So it was just like a rebirth, and that's what came out of it.
Nah, that's real. So like early on, like when you first started out, like what are some early challenges you faced starting your business? And how did you overcome them?
So I would say, one of the things that I would say is like, and I'm still working on it, is like finding the right customer, finding the right customer, finding the right niche, right? Figuring out who you were. When I first started, I'm Crown Ultimate Beauty Co, right? So I wanted to have something for everybody. So I started with like all these different items. I wanted to have something for people that's like this and like that, the old, the young, the kids, and you can't do that. Like you really have to
Right.
niche down and figure out who your customer base is. So what I realized is like I'm more of a mature girl, so my customer base is more mature women, 25 and older, people who's going to like elegant events and they like bling and they want to like put on heels and go somewhere. Like that's where we're at with it. But it took me time, so that was a big challenge, like figuring out who Crown Ultimate Beauty Co was, and we're still growing, right? Um, Another challenge was kind of like social media. I'm still working on that too. Like posting every day is so tough when you are a small business owner. You're doing everything for yourself. You working a full-time job. You still have other life responsibilities. So I think social media is also still an ongoing challenge that I'm going to work through.
Nah, I feel like that idea you had, the initial vision when you broke it down to like, all right, who's my target audience, who I'm targeting, like, when it come to, hey, I got an event coming up, or I'm just finna put it on and go out, like everybody, that feeling before you step, You know what I mean? Like you got it on, like, and I feel like you providing that, you know, the women, hey, they got a fashion show going on. They going to the club tonight, or they got
Exactly.
some, yeah.
Like if you want to stand out, then you want to shop with Crown. And what I do is like, it's a lot of women I know that don't really know how to like style themselves or like add those accessories to make it bling bling. So I personal accessorize as well. So all you got to do is buy your outfit, call me on the phone and say, this is what I want to look like. This is the event I'm going to, and baby, we gonna turn it up.
Mm-hmm. So what are the 3 programs that help fuel Crown?
So you was talking about from my Instagram. So what we have is the Lash Splash program, which will not be coming back during relaunch. But what that was basically we were selling our lashes in bulk to MUAs and those who do beauty. Because a lot of times when you get out of beauty school, you don't have a lot of money, but you want to give a good service to your customers, right?
Yeah.
So what you could do with us is we would give you the lashes up front. And as you're selling them to your customers and you're doing your looks and things of that nature, you would just pay us as you go, a monthly fee. And we'll always keep you stocked and things of that sort. And then we got the personal accessorizing program, which is what I just told you about. You just buy your outfit, I come pull up on you, we can do that. And then we also have the Crown rental program, which is still going to be available, where you can still get personal accessorized, but you don't have to buy. I can actually go look for those items for you. I can personal shop for you. You can rent those items for a small fee, and you don't have to buy everything. So if you're on a budget, that'll be the perfect program for you.
Nah, for real. Nah, you definitely like got it laid out for them, you know. Like, hey, if this don't work, we can do this, you know. It ain't necessarily like, all right, it stop right here. Like, we can figure it out.
Right. And it's like, for me, again, like one of the things that I want to do, I don't want to have a million items. I might have 10 to 12 items on my website that are the bomb diggity, right? But if you say, hey, I'm going to a tea party, I don't necessarily see something on your website that I would necessarily wear to the tea party. Can you personal shop with me? I will get up, go find what you need, and then we will work it out together. So that's how we do it.
That's what's up. So what was something you didn't know about running a business before you started, and what did you learn over time?
Everything. I didn't know anything. I didn't really have like anyone who owned the business like that I was close to. So I really had to learn everything on my own, from starting the business, getting an EIN, opening up a bank account, budgeting and things of that. So I had to learn all of that by myself. And one thing I would say, I was just grateful for having like the branding company that worked with me, because she made it so easy. Like she set up my website. She kind of like led me to different things, and she was actually launching when I was. So she was doing all of those things for herself. So she helped me out a lot, because a lot of that stuff I just really didn't know.
Facts. So how has being a Black woman entrepreneur influenced your experience in the business world?
What you say? Say that one more time.
So how has being a Black woman entrepreneur influenced your experience in the business world?
I would say that we're gonna go back to the initial point. Like we really just got to stick together. Like I think that we all have a lot of great ideas. I think it's enough to eat for everybody. So I would say one thing that I feel like I helped with in this world, or helped influence, is just like grabbing everybody. So part of this finale is different brands, and most of the brands are people that I know. We're coming together and we're going to use some of the models to do like content creation and photos and pictures for our different websites. There'll be photographers there and things of that sort. So the models will get a chance to like model and do their thing. The brands will be able to like promote their brand and get their content. And it's like, you just always got to look back. When you get an opportunity, you got to give it to somebody else.
No, facts. I believe in that heavy. That's what the network be for. You know, everybody exchanging resources, you know, and working together, you know. And then it's like everybody just branch off and it's like a cycle. Everybody doing the same thing with each other, and the network just keep growing.
Agreed. I feel like that's the biggest thing. We just gotta hold each other's hands and keep going.
So being you a Grady baby, you know, how do you feel about the entrepreneur scene in Atlanta? You know, like
I think
what you feel
everybody an
making you?
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I think everybody an entrepreneur. I think it don't matter who it is. You could be Day Day on the corner. He's still an entrepreneur, even though he don't pay taxes. Like, you gotta watch out for the people who's flexing. Everybody got an opportunity for you. Like, and you gotta like determine like who's real from who's fake. Like real talk. I think that people in Atlanta are definitely very creative. Everything that we create, it grows, right? But we just got to learn how to do it the right way.
Facts. And since we speaking on Atlanta too, from somebody that's from here, what's your advice for somebody leaving a city? You know how everybody kind of visualize Atlanta for maybe a weekend trip or whatever it be, you know, and they like, yo, because the stuff that's happening here, you know, in the city might not necessarily happen back home. But do you feel like people need to have that mentality when they come here? Or
yes,
like,
you will get robbed. You better make sure you're in the right spot. Do not leave your wallet in the car, okay? Like, you do not put that up under the seat. Like, make sure you lock your doors. Put, like, for real, it's a big deal. And it's not really everybody from Atlanta gonna do these things to you. It's just like I said, it's a melting pot. People struggling. Like, everybody own the business. They wear Balenciaga, but baby, they have to get it out the mud. So you just have to be careful. Don't ever feel too comfortable, baby. It ain't that.
There y'all have it. Y'all heard the real deal for real. Y'all better keep y'all ears open. So what are some networking tips or rules of thumb you feel, you know, for people to be successful, you know, in the melting pot?
Just get to know as many people as you can. Always, you know, keep your most important business to yourself. Like I said, don't get too comfortable. Word is bond, so stand on your word. Don't say you can do something if you can't. Don't say you do something if you don't. Yeah. And just be honest. Like, be honest.
That real when you say that, cause like I literally had this conversation the other day. People are labeling themselves based off social media. They'll call themselves this, but they ain't really fully into it like that, you know. But it's in their bio, you know.
That's agreed. But my thing is, think about it. If you want to be something, what they always tell you, you gotta be it until you become it, or think like it, act like it, whatever, right? So if I aspire to be a pilot and I'm in pilot school, I'm the number one pilot because I'm going to be the number one pilot. You know, things like that you write, you manifest. You know what I'm saying? So you always like, yes, being like, don't be just sending your money to everybody, but I think it's important to like think highly of yourself and to if that's what you think you are, then that's who tell you you're not.
Nah, facts. I was saying, like, if you gonna, like you said, if you gonna do it, hold your word and keep your bond. Like, if you really stand on this, stand on it. Don't just say this just something that just look good on me. Yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. So, what keeps you motivated to keep going though, especially during the tough times? You know, Crowned Ultimate Beauty Co. been open since 2020. Like, you started, so throughout all them years, what just keep you going? Like, passionate behind it?
So we launched in April 1st, 2021, and I have stopped and started. I did a lot of pop-up shops. I did a lot of stuff. But again, like, this is my passion. This is something that I want to do, and I'm figuring it out by myself, right? So, like, as long as you keep pushing and you keep putting one foot in front of the other, something's gonna pop. Most of like the biggest brands and stuff, like that brand with the purse with the E or whatever, like, it took them 7 years to pop, right? So it's kind of like you just gotta keep pushing, and I just feel like that's the biggest thing. What was the question again?
Nah, facts. You was doing that though. Like I say, you know, just what keeps you going, you know, that keeps you motivated.
I think it's just the fact that, like, it's really just me. Like, my mom and my dad are getting older. I don't have any kids or anything like that. So, like, if something was to happen, God forbid, you know what I'm saying, then I'm gonna be out here in these streets. Like, my family is big, but it's really just me. You know what I'm saying? So I just gotta make sure that I have something where I'll be successful if something were to happen, right? And then when I do get successful, like, I'm putting me a little house in the back. My mom and them can come stay or whatever.
Nah, that's real. And that's how it should be, you know, us pouring back into each other, you know, like just the community. Like, the how can I say it, when it's like we all for each other and not so much divided, like you say, just a part of coming together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just feel like, I ain't got. It's just me, my mom and my daddy. Like we the strong ones. So like it's something. Hey, I gotta be strong for everybody.
Yeah, that's changing the dynamics, because we talk once you 18, boom, you out here. It's just you. Like it's just different type of mentality, with our culture and stuff. And it's like, nah, it's so like I said earlier, you got the Mexicans, they all deep in one house stacking money, they buying the block. You got auntie. I literally experienced this when I'm watching all of them just come out the house. I'm like, damn. I'm like, they
They
bought
all
one big
paying
ass.
$100 a month, stacking their money. You know
They
what I'm
bought one
saying?
one big ass house, everybody in there, and they just
But
like
the
I
thing
say.
is, like, they mamas and aunties mind their business. Our mamas don't, okay? Like, we can't get no boyfriend and bang into the house or whatever. At our mama house, they be bringing little Hefe over there and shit. She be spending the night. Our mama's not going for that. So we move out for, like, a lot of, like, privacy and stuff like that. Like, we don't really get that in the black household.
Nah, I feel that. And also shout out to Wendy Sith on Instagram. She said, "Is there anyone who you had to leave behind or cut off because they didn't believe in you and could have held you back, family included?"
Right now I'm actually going through my period of isolation. I feel like there are a lot of people whom I feel like I've had to separate from, like relationships, friendships, everything. And I feel like each time that I enter like a different like level in my life, where of course I'm not where I want to be, it's still things that I could be great at. I ain't nowhere where I want to be, right? But I feel like each time that I enter like a different period in my life, it's a lot of people that kind of like fall to the wayside, like, and it hurt real bad, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's people that you love, like, and I think a lot of times we say that prayer, like, oh Lord, if they not meant for me, please take them away. And when he really take that motherfucking ass away, you be about to die, right? So you just have to be careful what you pray for.
No, I feel that. And like how you were saying, the rebranding coming up, and it's like when you reinventing yourself too, you gotta evaluate, like, is this person purpose around me just to, as we moving along together, as we growing together, or they just keeping me stagnant,
Right. And then you have to think about like for instance, like in certain situations, if you with like a dude or whatever, and you got a brand, he don't share your things, or he got sisters and aunties and cousins, but he don't encourage them to purchase from you, or he don't like come to your different events and support you and things like that. You got to pay attention to that kind of stuff. Like, it ain't about like it's like you want somebody that you with to be like your number one supporter, right? And that's in all type of ways, right? It's a team effort. You know what I mean? So I think that's important. And that's the same thing with like friends. Like, you want your friends and stuff to support you 100%. And I think people overlook that a lot. I ain't overlooking shit.
Nah, you can't. You can't act like you don't see it. Nah, we addressing it right now, like for real.
Okay.
So, can you share a piece of feedback from a client that made you realize you was on the right path with your business? Like that moment that made you feel like real good about it. Like, yo, this it right here.
So I have a homegirl. I know I be shouting out a lot of people because I love my people. Teresa from Love More Holistic Health. She shop with me all the time. Like, she shop with me when I'm pulling up with the product in the trunk. Okay, like, so one thing that made me really feel really good was like when Mother's Day came up, she bought a whole lot of stuff for my brand from her mother. And when her mother came to visit to Atlanta, her mother had her purse. She was like, "Oh, girl, my mom got my purse." I'm like, "Okay, girl, I love that."
Nah, that's real. So, what have been some of your most requested or favorite accessories from clients that you've seen being purchased a lot?
So purses, number one. Sunglasses was another big deal. A lot of people, they were doing which I won't be doing lashes anymore. But my lashes was a huge sale when I did have them. So those are like our top 3 items.
Okay, then. So, what strategies do you use to ensure your clients have a memorable shopping experience with Crown Ultimate Beauty Co?
I'm always giving compliments. So whenever they try on the item, I'm like, "Oh, girl, what? Work it. You better do that. Who? What? Ew." Like, so by the time I don't outdo the death, they want to buy anyway, and they do look nice. I don't lie. So I just
Yeah.
think I always give them that extra boost of confidence.
Nah, for real. That's real. You know, you ain't in it. Like you'll have some people that's into whatever they into just to get the money. They ain't worrying about nothing behind that, you know. But when you being genuine behind what you doing and stuff, like people gonna be like, okay. Like it's like a memorable thing, you know, where it's like they always gonna come shop with you, even though they sell that over there. Somebody else got it. Nah, I want to go to them because that's what make them stand out to me, you know.
Yep, that's what makes them feel good. It's important.
Mm-hmm. So, what advice would you give to someone who's just starting their own business from your experience?
Slow down, baby. You moving too fast. Like what I would say is really you don't have to go so fast. Like take it at a slow pace. Get everything perfect everything first. Like to me, I know everybody say like, what are you waiting on? No, I think like branding is so important, right? Having your logo perfected and knowing who you are, or at least what you want to do. I think all of that is so important. What are your colors? Like if your colors just can't be red and black, what kind of red? Like what's the number on the color palette? Like it's important to like perfect those things. So that's what I would say. Move slow but intentional.
Yeah, that's big too. Like you say, move slow but move calculated, you know, and that's what we believe in too. When it just kind of consistency, like just stick with it, you know. Don't burn the stove, slow cook it. You know what I mean? Let it come out
That's
the
how I
way that you,
feel.
yeah, let it come out the way that you vision it. You know, you ain't in like everybody. I was saying like you can't count everybody else wins or whatever and stuff like that. You got to focus on your wins as well as they ain't losses, they lessons. You know, so it's like that. All them lessons build your wins. You know, so it's like I tell everybody else, watch your own plate first. You know,
Agree.
because like you know the apps and stuff and will make people feel like they supposed to get stuff just as fast. You know, but it's the process.
Agree.
Uh, So what are some common misconceptions people have about running a boutique, you feel?
That everybody's gonna shop with them. Everybody got different styles, so you like I say, you have to find out who likes you. Um, Also, I feel like they think you're gonna be making money, like a lot of money up front, like that, and it's not the case. Like you have to reinvest and reinvest and reinvest. You know, so I would say those are like some common misconceptions.
I feel that. So what has been the most rewarding aspect of your entrepreneur journey, you know, so far?
Um, Being able to have platforms like this, like being on your podcast, the different like articles that have been written for me, being able to like partner with different people. Again, like people remembering who I am and feeling good and tagging me. All of those, like it's just important. Like the support is very important to me, and I love it.
Nah, for real. You got a whole lot of support out here for real. You know, they always say it's people watching, you know, just the same way I stumbled across the platform. You know, it take me to scan it real quick. I'm like, okay, you know, she got some motion going on. Let me just throw it out there and see if she just catch it, you know. We can go from
Well,
there.
I appreciate you.
Nah, fair. That's what we do. So what's the best piece of advice, you know, you received when starting your business and who gave it to you?
Trademark your stuff. I think that's important. So, and that would be from Mia from House of Bequest. Trademark your things. People will take it.
That's real. I heard somewhere, I don't know if it's in music or it could be in a company too. Or somebody going to just buy LLC in your name or something like that. They was saying like, if you don't got it, they could damn near profit off everything off your stuff.
Hmm. And just because it's registered in your state, don't mean it's recognized nationally.
Mm. So, can you describe a time, you know, when you had to make a difficult decision for your business and how you handled it?
So I know it's getting dark. I was killing two birds with one stone. I'm sorry about that.
It's all good.
But What I would say is like I had like when I first started my brand, like how I ended up like kind of like giving up a little bit, like feeling that way was I was supposed to like bring my brand to like this kind of like storefront type of situation. And when I first started, I was like, I don't want to do a store. I just want to do online. I don't want to do a store, right? But when the
Mm-hmm.
opportunity was presented to me, I was excited about it. So the date kind of kept getting pushed back, and there was like lack of communication. So although I really wanted to be a part of the situation, I decided to pull out. Now, how I decided to pull out wasn't very nicely, so I feel like I could have handled that a little bit better. So I could have like back to accountability. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like when you kind of like put your time and your energy and your money, because like not only did I like put a small down payment down, I also was like buying different stuff for my brand to display. Like I was really like it was either go big or go home for me, right? So I went big and I kind of went the fuck home, right? So this is kind of like, and that's okay because without failure, you will never succeed, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like I would just say don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like leave a couple eggs just in case you make a mistake, and that's something that I didn't do that I had to learn.
Nah, I feel like you did the biggest thing that anybody can do though. Doing something like that, it's like you can't talk yourself out of it. You gotta go through something to learn something. Even if
I
you ain't
mean,
the best
I'm
at
gonna
it
go
at
bump
first.
my head, but I ain't gonna bump it head twice for the
Yeah,
same reason. But if I don't go forward, I'll always stay in the same place.
for real. You're gonna be doing the running man, no cap.
Yeah.
Uh Shout out to Keita Nicole.
Hey,
Keita Nicole,
Keita, how you doing,
yeah, she said,
girl?
oh my god, she just popped in.
That's what I'm
Oh,
talking about. She is the event planner, and she did like the little show for like Big Sexy, big show, fashion show
yeah,
for Big Sexy and stuff like that. So celebrity event planner Keita Nicole.
that was shout out to her. Also, we gonna dive into the website while we on here too.
Okay.
So you
Ultimate
got,
Beauty Co.
yeah. See, you
It's
got
about to go
everything.
down, and it's about to be something else in a minute. So we will no longer be selling hair. Slow down for me a little bit. We got
Oh my
the
man.
hair jewelry. We have like purses, and
Okay.
we have like sunglasses, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, this is my model. Her name is Shay. She's gonna, of course, be back, right? So we're gonna do more faceless like photos and things of that nature. But this is my girl. I love her. I'm very loyal. Thank you so much, girl. And most of this stuff is sold out. Like everything is $2 on the site. It's gonna come down soon. And yeah, let's do this. Crowned Ultimate Beauty Co.
Nah, fast. Make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all follow on Instagram for sure. Um, so what do you manifest, before this year is out for your company? And what legacy or impact do you hope Crown Ultimate Beauty will leave on the community and your clients?
So I would just say that I want to actually like establish like a loyal customer base, like people who come back and come back and come back. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And what was the second question?
What do you manifest before the year is out for your company? Some you
And you
already
said
see in the
something
works.
else, something that's already in the works. Yeah, I would just want a loyal customer base. That's what I manifest.
Oh wait, nah, I ain't asked the right one. I said, what legacy or impact do you hope that Crown Ultimate Beauty will leave on the community and your clients, like long
Again,
term?
like self love. Just know like you might not feel good, but if you look good on the outside, nobody be able to tell. So when you don't feel good, put on some nice clothes, some nice accessories from Crown Ultimate Beauty Co. And again, like you gotta walk in it if you want to be it. So even if you don't feel good, you gotta look like you feel good.
Nah, facts. And oh, this just like a little, kind of like a little extra question. Like, do you believe it's important to follow your principles or to adapt to the needs of those around you?
You know what? I am torn on that because like I'm a real person. I'm big on like principles and morals and stuff like that. But it's crazy because like I'm an intelligent girl too, but I got like a little hood side, right? So a lot of like my principles and stuff like that are more like tailored to like, you know, kind of like the hood stuff, like, you know, one fight, all fight type of stuff. Like if we struggle, if I'm struggling, we struggling, like I'm big on like a we type of thing, right? And everybody's not like that. So like I feel like yes, I think it's important to be able to code switch into different rooms and being able to like be well rounded and knowing something about everything. I said, but principles is so important. Like if you don't meet somebody that stand on them principles and their morals, I feel like you can't really call that person a friend. Like that's an associate.
Opportunities for real, because they're gonna do what
like
they gotta do in that
so I don't give a and like everybody got principles, but people got different principles. Like you gotta meet somebody with the same principles you got.
I'm telling you, nah, for real, because boy, somebody might stand on something so like crazy, and I'm like, man, I don't stand for that. Like that just draws
like
my
it's
right
not
up.
the same. Like you got it. This what you stand on, and that's cool, right? But it's not the same for me.
Yeah, I can't mix with it. And for real, respectfully though, you know.
Real. Like okay, you got it.
Yeah. So, any shout outs or recognition you would like to give to those who've been supporting you along your journey?
You know, I've been doing it the whole time. But yes.
Fact.
So shout out to Mia, mommy, hey mommy. Shout out to Mia from House of Bequest. She is the branding company. She always around. She know my brand from the bottom to the top. She built it. If you need websites, she also does like travel event content creation. If you need anything content wise, this is your girl. Love More Holistic Health. That's my girl. She owns her own, like she does makeup, but she owns her own esthetician type business. She do like lipo, cavitation. She does like teeth whitening, teeth jewels, all kind of stuff, right? That's my girl. Then you got Blue Haze Clothing, which is someone who I was a brand ambassador for. We love her. All of her items are awesome. And we're gonna shout myself out with Crowned Ultimate Beauty Code because we here.
Real talk, that's what it is. Bre, y'all heard it on here. She don't put everybody on. Real talk, and that's how it's supposed to go. You know, pass the ball, pass the baton. It's a relay for real. But it's been an honor, Bre, to have you on here. You know, we wish you much success over there. We appreciate you dropping these gems and planting your seeds. You know, like I say, you know, we just like excited to see what happens. You know, what more to come from Crowned Ultimate Beauty. Oh, last but not least, though, too, the last question. What does being an underdog mean to you, or when you hear the word underdog?
I mean, that just means that, hey, I feel like nobody's gonna believe in you more than you believe in yourself. So like people always don't think the Lord's in you until you be the highest person you could be. So an underdog is just somebody that's up and coming, somebody that's continuously trying, and somebody who know that they're gonna make it, and somebody who's not gonna stop.
Y'all heard it for real talk, man. You got it from Bre. It was season 6, episode 3, the Accessory Plug, featuring the Atlanta-based entrepreneur Bre Jones, CEO of Crowned Ultimate Beauty Co. We appreciate you, Queen. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Appreciate you.
Gold mouth, rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up her mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granite. Lean color perk, you would think it's pomegranate. I see flying saucers finna roll another planet. It will fall in place if it's meant to be organic. I got crazy lingo, you would think I'm speaking Spanish. I'm something like a pie, never leave without the cannon. I'm enlightened. I got stoned around my neck. If you pay attention, I teach her how to earn respect. I walk around with a tag like I'm mad at the rail. People do any damn thing for a check. So what if you got signed labels, throw them on the shelf? I don't ask for help, I just go within myself. Hard times I prevail, I bust up out my shell. I let my nuts hang, cause it don't got no curfew. Gold mouth, rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up her mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granite. Lean ice.